Nintendo has released over 20 exclusive games for the Switch. Here are the top 15 arranged by play scores. You can find the complete list on our website, whattoplay.com, link on the description box below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. We are starting off number 15 with Super Mario Party. After 10 installments, the party didn't just keep going for Mario on the Switch. We got a super entry for the latest console. With the Switch being created with a couch party in mind, this makes it a perfect addition to their roster. Not only do many of the traditional boards make a return, Super Mario Party also offers a host of game modes to choose from, of course with minigames to test out your skills. It has a play score of an 8.48. 14th place is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The Xeno series have come a long way. It's the third entry to the Xeno Chronicles, and it takes us into a world covered in a sea of clouds. What makes Xenoblade Chronicles 2 special is that it pushes the limits of Nintendo's hybrid console with its impressive presentation of open-world design and fast-paced combat. Like most JRPGs, guide your team of eccentric characters and explore its living and breathing world full of wonder and danger, all while standing on the shoulders of mechanical giants. Truly a marvel that's up to par with Nintendo's greatest, it gets a play score of an 8.51. At 13th place is Splatoon 2. Growing up from their Wii U roots, Nintendo has found a new home for their color-filled IPs. Inkopolis looks different but familiar on the Switch, with the squids turning on a new leaf in fashion while duking it out just like they did 2 years ago. But the turf wars are still fresh and exciting, especially with brand new weapons, gear, and moves, doubling up in the arena with dual wields, dodge rolls, and so much more. While there's a lot of that they kept from the previous game, they also added a lot of new turfs to fight on, and of course new game modes like the Salmon Run to survive the onslaught with 3 of your friends. Bringing that much needed splash of color, it gets a score of an 8.6. At number 12 is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. For a union that was totally unexpected, both Nintendo and Ubisoft got a lot of mileage out of this colorful, kid-friendly turn-based strategy. Despite taking inspiration from the dark science fiction shooter XCOM, Mario and the gang of Rabbids still look perfectly in their element as they trade their platforming tricks for cold and calculated maneuvers across the grid. It's still as colorful as the party games of either side, but Kingdom Battle also has a surprising depth that would give newbies to the genre a lot to play with. It has a play score of an 8.62. 11th place is Yoshi's Crafted World. Following up Mario's Papercraft World and his yarn-strung adventures, Yoshi takes a dive into the world of diorama in this latest title. This game was crafted especially for the Switch, and it's obvious in the richness and vibrance of the environment that's anything but flat. The miniature diorama-like universe offers lots of activities, and each element is put to good use, challenging our brain to see from different perspectives. Go forwards and backwards through levels, conquer challenges, and solve puzzles by looking at the world in brand new ways. It receives a play score of an 8.63. Up next, number 10 is Ring Fit Adventures. With this game's focus on keeping you moving, you'd think it was a remnant of Nintendo's Wii Fit days. But seeing as this game came directly from Nintendo itself, it wouldn't be surprising that they're doing their part in keeping us healthy, especially now that we're in quarantine. With Ring Fit Adventures, we get both the excitement of burning off those extra carbs and fighting against monsters in typical RPG fashion. Jog in place, do shoulder presses, perform yoga poses, and work up a sweat to traverse their over 20 magical worlds. Putting the motion control Joy-Cons to good use, it has a score of an 8.8. 9th place is Pokémon Sword and Shield. The first official core Pokemon game for Nintendo's latest, Pokemon Sword and Shield, ushered in one of their biggest generations yet. Not only did they give us 3 cute new 8th gen starters, it also introduced a lot of new features into the mix. Bigger is definitely a theme here as we enter into the region of Galar that offers the open world exploration and maximum capacity Pokemon battles care of the new dynamic feature. There's also the new Pokejobs mechanic, the cooperative raids, new gym leaders, and so much more. There might have been some awful sacrifices to the Pokédex to accommodate these changes, but it still seems like quite the success, with play scores of 8.81 for Sword and 8.72 for Shield. For number 8, we have Astral Chain. Platinum Games has had a reputation for stylish and frenetic action-adventure titles, and they've done it yet again with a title especially made for the Switch. Taking us far into the future that's brimming with pulsating lights and technological advancements, the law is still the law, and it's up to you and a team of robotic fighters to enforce it. It has the same kind of high-grade hack-and-slash action as Platinum's other hits, and made even more memorable thanks to its gameplay variety, combat, and rich world of relatable characters. It has a play score of an 8.93. Did you know your reviews can influence the play score? Register now at whattoplay.com and start reviewing games. Link on the description box below. At number 7 is The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. You could argue that you could play the old version somewhere else, but the experience of this ground-up remake can definitely only be experienced on the Switch. An old favorite Legend of Zelda title returns to the new generation in style. Abandoning the pixels of its Game Boy original, Link's Awakening takes on a diorama-like presentation that almost feels like it's a toy-to-life creation. While it might be the same story, watching Link's quest unfold in perhaps the most adorable way possible will be enough incentive to warrant a second dip. Something for new fans and the old, it has a play score of a 9.04. 6th place is Luigi's Mansion 3. Luigi steps up to the plate for the first time since 2013's Dark Moon. While he still might be as reluctant to dive into the ghost-busting business, the business is looking as good as ever. Instead of going building to building like in Dark Moon, this third installment takes a page off Stephen King with a deep dive into a single ghostly hotel in the midst of a supposedly fun family vacation. Even with a smaller scope, there's still a lot of content to go through, with 17 themed floors packed with all sorts of ghosts, bosses, puzzles, and charming paranormal antics. It has a play score of a 9.05. At number 5 is Super Mario Maker 2. When you can't get enough of Mario games, this one makes up for all your platforming needs, letting you create levels and stages to your heart's content. The first sequel in so many years, the wait for its Switch arrival was definitely worth it, pushing the limits of customization from one dimension to the next. On top of the classic 2D stages, players will also get to create fresh 3D stages, giving you the power to build, recreate, and play stages from a whole new range of Mario games. The ultimate tool for the ultimate Super Mario fan, it earns a play score of a 9.06. We're down to number 4 with Fire Emblem 3 Houses. We've come to love Fire Emblem for their top-tier serving of strategy RPG, but their first official title for the Switch was definitely something special, bringing 3 times the SRPG goodness all in one package. There's so much more to the world to take in. Tactics is giving more importance with academic seminars and trainings that help with sharpening your mind and honing your skills enough for their new and improved battle system. And of course, all of it is built upon the foundation of their immersive storylines and relatable characters. A gorgeous title for a gorgeous console, it gets a score of a 9.1.
And extremely dangerous.
Third on our list is Animal Crossing New Horizons. After months of hotly awaiting its arrival, the dawn of a new Animal Crossing title has arrived in the nick of time, eating up many of our idle times in isolation in the most wholesomely productive way. Instead of the usual town life setting, New Horizons gives us that island getaway, giving us the task of building up a whole new island from scratch using their new crafting system. This entry may take on a slower pace than previous titles, however, that also comes with a more personalized and focused RPG experience that's jam-packed with activities and goals to achieve. It has a play score of a 9.12.
Don't let a single one get away!
We are so close, bringing in second place with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Every day we have this game on the Switch is a miracle we have to be grateful for. Despite working to exhaustion from the last title, creator Masahiro Sakurai made fans the ultimate sacrifice to keep the series with a Super Smash Bros. To end all the Super Smash Bros. Rolling in with an even bigger roster of 76 characters, it encompasses everything from our old favorites to up to 20 all-new characters and varieties. The fights range from silly to intensely competitive, squaring off fighters from everywhere like Animal Crossing to Castlevania. Getting better and better with each new fighter pack, it has a score of a 9.31. And the best Switch exclusive is Super Mario Odyssey. With Legend of Zelda sharing itself to the Wii U, Mario proves himself as Nintendo's most beloved icon with this massive open-world adventure that's bigger than any of his past spin-offs. Odyssey takes us out of the familiar boundaries of the Mushroom Kingdom for a more expansive field trip. From dinosaurs in prehistoric times to the vaguely 1940s vibe of New Donk City and everything magical in between. It's got all of Nintendo's signature charm. With the return of their sandbox-style gameplay, it is definitely one that you can get lost in for hours on end. Mario's greatest adventure yet is the best Switch exclusive so far with a play score of a 9.52.